What's up, my fellow troubadours? I've had a lot of requests to break down just how I cover Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits at my solo acoustic gigs, especially how I use the loop pedal to make it all happen. So today I'm going to walk you through my approach, okay? The chord voicings I use and how I piece it all together for solo acoustic performances. Now the chords that I use may differ a little bit from the voicings that I use on the record, but I use the ones that I feel work best when you're doing this as a solo performer. Sometimes you have to take some liberties, okay? Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap showing you how to put the pieces together so that you can play this song at your gigs, or for your friends, or just at your home, wherever you want. It may take some practice at home first before you can pull it off live, but it's a lot of fun, and once you get it down, you will have grown as a player and as a looper, and your audiences will notice it. It's a great song to play. People are always impressed by it, and it's a lot of fun. Before I break down the specifics, please hit that like and subscribe. And if you want to support this channel, there are links in the description where you can buy me a coffee, you could join my Patreon, or you could browse my Amazon affiliate links. And if you want private consultations or lessons or anything like that, send me an email and let me know. Again, the links to my email are in the description. Just holler at me. Now you can play this song with a single pedal looper, but it's best if you have a looper that will allow you to set up two separate loops and has a dedicated stop button. These two loops will not be played together, nor will they be locked in time together, okay? You're going to manually initiate these two separate loops, okay? We're going to trigger them while we're in the process of playing the song so that we can take the two guitar solos that are a big part of what makes this song so cool, okay? There's the one guitar solo that happens in the middle of the song, right before the last verse. And there's the one that happens at the outro of the song, okay? And then there's that interlude part that happens in between each verse, okay? That interlude part is actually the same chord progression as the outro part, okay? And the middle solo is pretty much the same chord progression as the verse. You'll see what I mean. So in this demo, I'm going to be using a looper that has the ability to do two loops, like I said. If you have a single looper pedal, maybe borrow another single looper pedal from a friend, and use them separately, okay, as an option. And then if you like playing the song, it may pay for you to go out and invest in a loop pedal that allows you to do two loops and has a stop button. I have a link in the description to the Ditto X4, which is the one that I'll be using in this video, and the one that I use at all my live gigs. Alright, enough talk. Let's get started. The song is in D minor, okay? D minor. I'm going to center most of the song around this D minor chord right here, okay? D minor or F major, which is the relative major. Let's just leave it at that for now. Now the song starts with this. You know how the record starts? I don't start it that way. I start it with a pattern that goes from D minor to C major to B flat major back to C major, because it's the part that will outline this telltale phrase of the song, which happens in between every verse, and you'll know it when I play it. Okay, so I will start the song with this pattern. I'm going to put up the loop. Let me show you how I do it. Now I have this live loop running. Okay? This is the part of the song that during the interludes we can play this telltale pattern. This one right here. Okay, now I put charts up so you can see where that pattern lies. And what I'll do is I'll get that loop going, and as soon as I start that loop going, I'll take like a little solo in the beginning of the song. So let's say I'm getting started. All Alright, I grab the loop. Here we go, I grab the loop. I'll take a little solo in the beginning of the song. Maybe introduce a little bit of that pattern that people start to know what the song is, right? Now, as far as where to solo, if you're going to take a little intro solo over that part, we're going to solo using the D minor pentatonic shaped around this D shape, and this is where it lives. It's based around this D minor chord, which is based on the caged A shape, or this F major chord, which is its relative major. It all lives in that shape. Or if you wanted to use scale type passages, you can play in F major or D minor. Okay. If you want to shift higher, you can use this D minor pentatonic form, which is loosely based around this D minor shape, or this F major shape. And that's this minor pentatonic form, which you might possibly know. I'll start on the D root note and play it up and down. Okay? Or this F major. Or, want to move higher, we could base it around this D minor shape, which is based on the caged E shape, and loosely also around the F shape, which is based on the caged G shape. And that gives us the minor pentatonic, the D minor pentatonic, the one we all know, the one we learned down here. Or F major. Okay? So that gives you enough stuff to dig around in, okay? Hopefully those charts help you out a little bit. Okay, so we started the song, right? We got this riff running. Shiver in the park, it's raining in the dark. We've got to get into the verse, right? The verse part starts on a D minor chord as well. So we're going to click out while we start playing the verse section. So we're playing, getting ready to click out. There's a shiver in the park, it's raining in the dark, but meantime. Now, the audience has no idea you just started a loop, soloed over a loop, clicked out of a loop, and now you're in the verse part. That's what I like about doing it this way. That's why I don't start on that little D vamp. I start on that pattern. Okay, for all live purposes, it works really well. First of all, it broadcasts, hey, this is Sultans of Swing. And it gives us a really smooth transition, and now we have that loop locked in memory. So when we get to the end of the verse, we just click that on, and we're able to play that telltale interlude section that happens between all the verses. Okay, so we transition into the verse. Let me go over the verse real quick, because ultimately we're going to have to grab another loop, and it's going to be of the verse section, half of the verse section, and this, we're going to have to grab that again as it comes at the end of the verse section. We're going to grab the whole piece with that, okay? Bear with me for a second. So the song starts D, C, B flat, A. You can even throw an A7 in there. South of the river, you stop and hold everything. F, band is blowing Dixie, double 4 times. C, B flat, feel alright when you hear the music ring. And I play this D minor for that one. happens, right? B flat to C. Now, on this very first verse, it goes one time. Well, you step inside. Every other time that it happens throughout the song, that happens twice. It'll go. But not this time. So we can't grab that loop of the verse. We need the second half of the verse. Okay? The second half of the verse and the part that follows it. So let me just outline real quick the way this song would go. Okay. First verse. Talk, raining in the dark, but meantime, south of the river, you stop and hold everything. 2, 3, 4, 9, 6, 7, 8, F. Band is blowing Dixie, double 4 times, C. B flat, feel alright when you hear the music ring, D minor. You step inside, it repeats, you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain to hear the jazz go down. F. Competition in other places. C. But the horns, they're blowing that sound. Way on down south. Way on down south, London town. Click in. Now we have our little. Click out and play the verse. Check out Guitar George. Go back in the verse. He knows all the chords. Okay. We play through this. Mine is strictly rhythm. He doesn't want to make it cry or sing. Left-handed, old guitar is all he can afford. When he gets under the lights to play his thing. This happens twice now, like the regular song. Now we're going to get ready to loop the second half of the verse. Here's what we're looping. In, Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play the honky-tonk like anything. Leaving it up for Friday night. This is the chorus with the Sultans, right? With the Sultans of swing. And then I'm going to play this part. I'm still looping because I need this so I can do the solo. Right? Now I'm going to click out of that loop. I'm going into a verse again. Crowd of young boys, they're stepping around the corner. I have this whole thing going. Drunk and dressed in their best brown baggies. Platform souls. Okay. They don't give a damn about any blah 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 playing band. And this will continue. So when this verse ends, I can get back into the, because it's built into it. I would like to let this loop play the whole time right now for you and go through the whole thing in real time to show you, but I can't because it'll get taken off YouTube. I'm not allowed to play that long of a selection. I don't know if it'll even let this go. So now let's imagine we clicked out of that loop. We're playing the last verse. We're playing the next verse. Crowd of young boys fooling around in the corner, and it's happening over this loop. A crowd of young boys, they're fooling around in the corner. Drunk and dressed in their best band baggies, platform souls. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. Do 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 do. Then it's all in the loop, right? Now when that loop continues again, I'm able to break into the verse solo part, right? Ba-do-do-do, and it ends with the, right? You know the song. It's all still built into that loop. And then it'll continue. Now we're on the last verse. Then the man steps right up to the microphone. That loop is still going, that loop that we made from the verse. Okay? Now all we have to do is at some point start playing along with that last verse and stop that loop from playing with the stop button. Because at the end of this verse, we're going to click on that original loop that we made, which is going to give us the part for the outro section. I'm going to give it a shot now. Hopefully YouTube lets this thing go. So we're in the last verse. We're coming out of the solo. Then the man steps on up to the microphone. Then he says at last, as the time bell rings, I'm going to start playing along with it. Click out of that loop. Good night, you know it's time to go home, right? Then he makes it fast with one last thing. Get ready to click. All the Sultans. The Sultans of Swing. With our original loop, we're clicking back in. And now this is going to be our outro solo. You can do it with your fingers if you want, etc. Play the whole outro solo, and what I like to do, man, I'll go hog wild on this solo. All that D minor pentatonic stuff, all that F major scalular stuff, double stops. Whatever, man, you can really go hog wild on that. You just finished the whole Sultans of Swing song, and you can go do this whole big solo. Okay, so again, we start by loop. I'm going to review it because I know it's a lot of info, and because of the way YouTube works, I can't just play it straight through because the copyright will screw it up and we won't be able to see it. So we start with this, loop this. When Harry doesn't mind, that's when we start the loop for the second half of that verse, straight through to the right? Let that go twice. Then when we click out of that loop, it's going to start playing, and it's going to play just that verse into that interlude part over and over again. We've got everything we need to sing the verse that comes after it, Crowd of Young Boys, that verse. Play the solo section that happens on the verse part. And then it's going to keep going, then we start singing the last verse. Sometime along when we're singing that last verse, we start playing along. We click the stop button so that stops playing. Now we're the ones playing it. Right? And then that verse ends with the Sultans. With the Sultans of Swing, we click back onto our original loop, which gives us the da 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 da. We play that tagline twice, and then we have everything we need for the outro solo. Okay? And if you have a loop pedal like my Ditto X4, you can literally hit the fade button at the end, and you can play the solo out and fade it out. Okay? Sultans of Swing. Now, you're probably sitting here going, but you didn't show us the solo, Frank. Well, that's probably a 45-minute video unto itself. And there's a million videos out there on YouTube showing the solo. Or you can always hit me up in email if you want to set up a one-on-one. We can do that. I probably will not cover how to play the solo physically because that's not what this channel is really about. This channel is not about, like, there's so many other channels that with people just showing you, put this finger here, and that's great. That's what those channels are for, okay? I'm trying to give you a more broad idea of how you can use this stuff, okay? I'm Frank Persico. I hope this video helped. Leave your comments and suggestions down below. And if you want to support this channel, you know how you can do it in the description. There's all sorts of links where you can support this channel. I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.